Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure for me to have a presentation here today. Honestly, to say there is about 1 hour mentioned in the schedule of the presentation. I think you will have about 30 minutes for a coffee after it. So I probably will finish within the next 30 minutes. Before I start, just if you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask during the presentation. No problem, we will have time because my presentation is mainly videos, just to give you an impression about automation in FRP production. So now try to start, and it works. So about the agenda of today, I will, and this is a commercial presentation, I will talk a bit about Wolfangel, about FRP products our customers are producing with our equipment, the motivation to work with automation in FRP production, and then several applications like gel coat, fiber spraying, dosing and mixing, and I don't know who listened to Elmar Witten already today about RTM, because especially in Germany, due to the drive of BMW, RTM in serious production is, as he said, not a hype, but a serious production today. And I give you a short outlook. So about Wolfangel. Wolfangel was established about 40 years ago, so we will have our 40th, you can say, birthday celebration next year. We are situated, I wrote close to Stuttgart in southwest Germany. So our neighbors are companies like Porsche, Bosch, Trumpf, and Mercedes-Benz. So we are in some kind of technology area, innovation area in Germany. Wolfangel is also, or because of the automotive drive in Germany today, part of the Simpelkamp group. Simpelkamp is one of the biggest press producers worldwide, and their activities in automotive production was at the end the reason to take over the majority of Wolfangel. We sell our equipment in more than 30 countries worldwide. So I've mentioned 2 of our distributors which are here today, Lithuania and Turkey, but our equipment is to be found in South Africa as well as Serbia, Slovenia, Poland, wherever you are. What is something special with Wolfangel? I think there is no equipment producer in worldwide, as far as I know, who can offer such production facilities like we have. So we have a small GRP production, which is not a competition to our customers, but enables us to test our equipment or to show our customers how to work with equipment. And you see the picture on the right above. This is our production facility and a lot of cars in front of it. And this is an event we have every second year. We call it Composite Kirmes, where we invite our customers together with a company in Germany, Lange & Ritter, to learn how to work with composites, get new ideas, new processes, and things like this. Something very special is this sleigh at the bottom, which shows our very, very long RTM experience. So I was asked by one of our British distributor, I think 4 years ago, who read in a magazine that the people were talking about RTM since 20 years or something like that. It's not. This Bob, still in our company, was produced in 1958 by RTM already. It's not lightweight, as we were talk about today, but it was GRP Bob produced in RTM already. Just to give you an idea about the history of Wolfangel and our experience with composites. Mainly GRP, but today, yes, especially in Germany, FRP is an important market for us too. FRP products, I think most of you know the market, know the products, so it is nothing special for you. It could be sanitary, either it is, if it is GFRP or the FRP bathtubs or polymer concrete, boat building like a customer in Poland is doing. This camper van roof on the right top, which is a Mercedes Viano, is produced in RTM2. This is a very special product because our customer is producing this piece, reinforcement materials, foam, metal inserts, and an artificial leather in a one-shot RTM process. So at the end, the part has only to be trimmed and then is ready to be built in. Drums, which we, for example, produce in our own workshop, buses, Egypt, mobile homes, Lamborghini, which is produced with our machines too. There we have a customer in Germany at the Lake Constance who produces Lamborghini parts in RTM with our equipment, or the camper van in the bottom, which is produced, or the camper van roof is produced in our workshop. Just to give you a short idea. Now, why do we talk about automation in FRP production today? We have a lot of changes, and especially in Europe, we know we have regulations, new regulations coming up about emissions and things like this, worker safety. And I think this is the drive which today let us talk about automation in FRP production, like the reducing physically demanding work. So everyone knows what it means. If you have a big part, you have to demold it, you have to load it and everything, which is physically demanding work. Or the emission, if it is styrene, acetone, all these things we have in FRP production, the worker health and safety, or process reliability, or even what we talk about, repeating reproducibility. Oh, I don't like this word in English. Which means that one part is like the other, and not one part is good, the other may be likely, and the other is, yeah, just for the bin. So it means if you work with automated processes, it will be a repeating reproducibility, increased output consistency. All these are topics which at the end will help you when you talk about automated FRP processes. The reduced labor costs. I talked to a Chinese last week, and this Chinese starts a production for truck parts in somewhere around Shanghai. And he told me, Andreas, I would like to process or produce my parts automated because labor costs in China are significantly lower than yours in Germany, but there's a big change today, even in China. So even the Chinese today talk about labor costs. I know compared to Germany, yeah, we laugh about it, about Chinese labor costs, but if you are producing in China, it is a bit different. So we will find many more reasons for this, but these are some of them. So now I would like to introduce something which is for us the start into automation. We know that especially with gel coat spraying, many of our customers don't like to invest in a robot and this technology and how to teach a robot later on. And that is the reason that we introduced something to help the worker in some kind to get the knowledge about the process, the progress of the process, the spray progress. So for example, if he has a mold to spray with 5 kilos of gel coat and he starts spraying, this display which is in its, what shall I say, in the area he can view, he sees the progress of his spraying. So at the end, he knows he had sprayed 50% already of the amount of gel coat or nearly 100%. This will not, this still is the responsibility of the worker to spray the gel coat around the whole mold and not in one corner. So the machine only says, okay, you applied the whole amount, but not to the right place. So there's still the responsibility of the worker to do it. But it makes it much easier to see whether he finished the spray progress or not, because as I learned from many customers, sometimes it is 0.6 millimeter gel coat, sometimes it is 0.8, and if the worker, I don't know, it was a hard Sunday, maybe the amount of gel coat he sprayed was 1.2 millimeter. So I saw it always, and this is something very small, very easy. We do not have to discuss about explosion safety, nothing. You can adapt to your machines. And this is not automation, but it helps you on the way. Then gel coat robot. This means the gel coat application not by hand anymore. This means to install a robot, to know about the investment you have to take, and this is not less, but at the end it helps you because you have a very high reproducibility. And now I show you the video, and this is a customer's video from a boat builder in Slovenia who installed the robot approximately 10 years ago. You will see this robot later again with fiber spraying. This is something very special because he decided to be able to spray either gel coat or fiber. The advantage is that you reach really every corner of the mold very easily, that you have a very even spray pattern, less overspray, and the robot is doing it all day without arguing, without break. And you can see here that it is a very even spray picture, and you have a very equal thickness in the mold. The robot here was delivered by ABB. When we work with robot projects, we normally do not recommend a robot supplier because in our opinion, you should use the robot supplier close to your production facilities, because he should be able to react in a very short time for your support, and therefore we recommend to choose your own robot supplier. Whether it is ABB or you will see a Motormann robot later on a picture, which is on the left above. So our spray equipment doesn't matter if you work with Motormann and ABB and CWA and whatever it is existing. I think it is up to you to decide about it, and we adopt our system to your robot. Okay, this is finished now, and I have a second gel coat application, which is a camper van roof. This camper van roof is still produced in Denmark. Here we have a metal mold, a very high glossy surface, and unfortunately I have no video about it. These roofs are produced with several gel coat colors, and the advantage of the system is that it is very easy and fast to flush, so you can have a very easy and fast change of the gel coat color. The next picture shows the color changer. In this case, it is a 4-color changer. The 5th valve is for the acetone flush, because with the robot gel coat system, we need a flush. We have some mixed material in a hose from the color change head to the gun, and that is what we need to flush with the robot. So the surface here is a very high glossy surface, which is a finished surface for the camper van. The customer actually installs the 2nd robot in Denmark for gel coat application, and a similar application, for example, you will find in Düsseldorf with a Mercedes Sprinter van roof. They have a very similar application with gel coat for the Sprinter van roof. In this case, for example, we have a length of the largest part of 7.2 to 2.2 or 3 meters in width. And that is done by the robot. Very efficient, resource saving, and with very reduced labor costs. So, and what I do not have on the video, unfortunately, is the color change. So if the robot finished this roof, he goes to a parking position and then flushes once, and then he can even change from white to blue or blue to white, no problem at all. And it is a very clean process. The mold now is removed from the spray chamber to the next process step, which means loading of the mold with reinforcement material. So you see, very easy and fast process. Easy to be done. I don't know what happens now. This should be different. So this was, okay, they show the machine. Sorry. No, it's running again. It was finished. This is to give you an idea about gel coat spraying with a robot. A very easy and fast process, and you've got a very good process reliability. This is a robot you have seen before. I talked about it already with a boat producer in Slovenia. Beside gel coat spraying, he was able, I have to say was able, because the robot is not in use anymore, to spray fiber on it. And I will show this too, because this is a very efficient process and very fast, and you have a very equal material supply to the mold. You will see later in the video the disadvantage of robot gel coat spraying, fiber spraying, sorry. And that is that you still have to deaerate your part yourself. As far as I know, there's no system existing up to now who enables you to do this automated. I don't know if someone is in here who knows something like this. I've never seen this process in automated. We have a customer who intends to change to robot spraying, fiber spraying, who says he knows something, but yeah, this is always a bit unsafe, I don't know. So you see, this is still the process you have to do, roll the fiber to the mold, deaerate it, and that is a manual process. So even if you sprayed the fiber to it, you have still to do this. Another idea I want to give you is, I call it dosing and mixing. This is a process which is very popular today again. We talked about RTM and we talked about the automotive industry. And if you have a look to the production of the BMW today, the i3, they talk about compression RTM. This is a very interesting thing because our customer did things like this, or maybe you too, years and years before. This compression RTM today is nothing else than what we call wet pressing. So you inlet the dry material, you get some resin or mixed resin and catalyst into the mold, and then put it to a press and close it. This is a good process for large parts where you want to reduce the injection time with a closed mold. Then it works very well, and I will show you the sample. This is a roof tube, which is I think for a Volkswagen van, and you apply the material by pouring it into the mold. A very simple process. You need a pumping system, you need a mixing system, you need linear system, and a mixing head, and that's it. And then you can very easily bring in your material to the mold. So this is a process, for example, you find in the foam resin production. They use processes like this. So this to give you a short idea about wet pressing and how to get the material into the mold with a simple system. I now want to give you an idea about RTM, and I don't know who have seen not this, the second video already, which I want to show to give you an idea about RTM and automated processes today. The first thing I want to talk is the automotive production, which is from ACE, our customer at the Lake Constance, and the press from our I say mother in Krefeld, Simpelkamp, and they produce, for example, parts for Lamborghini, Porsche, Mercedes, with a mix of carbon and glass reinforcement. And the injection equipment is, you can't say standard injection equipment, is customized and a bit modified. We have automatic solutions like injection valves, which enables you to really to automate these processes. There's no connection to the mold, from the machine to the mold needed, and the press itself. This video is from ACE and Simpelkamp to show the RTM process. The final part we see at the end is the Lamborghini engine cover. And the press you see here is a 700 tons press. It is a very special product because you are able to produce parts with undercuts, and the press can still close. That is something very special in the market, and there are no other press producer who could offer a system like this. You now see the table which comes out. This is a press with one table only. You could have it with a second one, then you have a much faster process. If you have a second table, you can move the laid material, demold the other in the meantime, and load the mold again, and have a very fast and efficient process. The system itself is, you can see it on the right side now, I would say standard injection machine from Wolfangel with PLC control and automatic injection valves. Yes, please. The tools are made by the tools themselves are made by ACE. ACE, I can give you the address later on. I don't know if they, sometimes they work for customers too. It is an automotive supplier in Germany. So you see the machine, which is similar to what you can see on our booth, a bit old-fashioned, this one, but still working very well. And after the inverting and the injection process, you now see the part coming out and the demolding. This is CFRP part, as I said, the engine hood of the Lamborghini. Don't ask me which model, I'm not sure about it. And this is a really lightweight part, and they produce about 3,000 parts a year with this system. This is just to give you an idea about RTM for serious production as automated process. I have another video I'd like to show you, which we have shown several times at the Composite Europe already, when we had our demo there. In cooperation with the AVK, the Euro RTM group, we start to establish a demo tool, which is this pen rack. And I brought 2 pen racks with me just to show that you have an idea what we are doing there. And I'll give it to you, and maybe you can handle it to the back. And I do the same here, just to give you an overview. One part is the reinforcement material, which is a thermostable preform, and the other is a finished part. It is a carbon and epoxy pen rack. This pen rack was designed by us just as a demo object, nothing else. But it is small, and it enables us to bring the mold to exhibitions or to customers wherever without big handling problems. So now the video was recorded by Trumpf, which was one of the partner, because the very special is that if you have a look to the preform and have a look to the finished part, that the shape is nearly the same. And that is something very special. We tried to, sorry, it seems that it is not running anymore on the PowerPoint, so I need to find a new way. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I will find one. Yeah, but I should have it here too, so I only need to find the Trumpf Laser English. There it is, no problem. Oop, but I have to. So this should work now. Now switch the sound on. Okay. What I was talking about, that the preform is near net shape. So at the end, you nearly have to, you only have to break the resin fleck on the part, and you have to grind it a bit. That's it, and then the part is finished. The technology which makes us able to offer something like this was the laser technology of Trumpf, which we were using for the cutting of the preform as well as for the dry fabrics. This is the heated, water-heated mold for the preform mold. It is heated up to 140 degrees. And we were using an epoxy binder, which makes the preform so stable and so thermostable. Because normally if you have a preform and lay it, for example, in a hot mold, it will relax, and then you have the next problem. And that is the reason that we were using it. Now you see how fast the cutting, the trimming of the preform is. The laser technology enables a very fast shaping of the part. It's done within seconds, and that is the reason. Sorry, if you see it twice, it's not because you had, for example, beer for lunch. It is because Trumpf want to show it twice, because it's so fast, like you see here. And the edges are a bit like sealed. So we make several tests, and the stiffness and everything is still very good with this part. This is the injection mold we have. You see the connection to the machine. We load the preform very easily, very fast process, and start the injection. The mold is connected to the machine by automatic injection valves. The flushing is done automatically after the injection process, and we demold the part roughly around 7 minutes to 10 minutes after injection, depending to the mold temperature. And now Trumpf shows what you can do with the laser additionally, and there you can see how they trim the part or integrate holes, perforate it, and I think I've the trim part is on the right side of the auditorium, and if you finish it, maybe you can give it back here because it's quite interesting. You can see later on, I think the last step is this perforating. No, this is this. This is quite interesting to see if you eliminate it. So you can see what you can do with laser technology. And yeah, we have chosen Trumpf because it is about 10 kilometers far from Wolfangel, and you need short ways when you make projects like this. You can prepare the part for applying adhesives and, for example, like they show here. And we show this epoxy injection, yeah, every year at Composite Europe actually. So if you turn around there again next year, you probably see the part production, or yeah, you are welcome to visit us in Heimerdingen too. There are the partners like Kegelmann, who built the mold, Lange and Ritter for reinforcement materials, Trumpf for the cutter, and Wolfangel for the injection technology. So that is a short idea about automated processes in the FRP production. As example, gel coat, fiber spraying, and you can say metering, mixing. We discuss with customers about other processes there too. So I think the introduction of PLC even in polyester equipment enables us to improve the production very, very much today. My outlook that the increasing, and we see it in Germany, and Elmar has shown it, you as well, Ismail, the increasing production of composite parts in Europe, Turkey, and around the world demands new production technologies, that for sure. And if you want to introduce higher efficiency to your production, you have to consider about automation. The advantage is that it will enable you much easier to fulfill your customers' demands, because you are not producing the parts for yourselves, you produce it for your customers, and the requirements and demands of your customer are higher and higher. That is what we learn today, and there is a big change, especially after the gap in 2009 and the now ongoing growth in composite production. The open mold processes will be on a much higher level when you start with robot, gel coat, fiber spraying processes. And at the end, what we actually see in Germany, that the RTM production for serious automotive parts is increasing, you can say, significantly because of BMW and all others. It is not BMW only, others are doing something similar, but they do it in RTM, and they do it in the quite short cycle times, and I think therefore you need automation too. That is, in short, an overview about RTM, gel coat spraying, fiber spraying processes, automated or semi-automated, you can say. And I hope it gives you an idea what you can do with your production, how you can improve your production. And I would say that we are happy to discuss it with you. Our partners like Maskim or even Top Plasters from Lithuania are happy to discuss it with you. And yeah, please come and talk to us. And is there any question now? I will answer it. Yes, please. Yes, I've seen. You have seen this Viano camper van roof. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, what was special about it? Can you tell us more? For example, for me, I wondered how you pressed it together with the metal insert.
It is not pressed. It is a normal RTM process. You have a mold. The mold is special because you are able to apply a vacuum to the mold surface. And the mold is filled with reinforcement materials, a foam, metal inserts. You need to open the roof, and additionally, and that is something very special, we add already the artificial leather to the mold. Then it is a normal RTM process. We close the mold, and it's still the same. So the roof production is still like this. You close the mold, it is one shot, injection, and after, I think today, 45 minutes, the part is demolded. And you only have to trim it, and for sure have to paint it that it is the same color as the Mercedes Viano. That is a special thing, especially with the artificial leather. Any other question? So if not, you are welcome to have a coffee or walk around the exhibition, and yeah, hope to see you soon on our booth. Thank you very much for your attention, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.